Picture this: a frail man in a simple white cloth, armed with nothing but unwavering determination, bringing the mighty British Empire to its knees. This isn't a tale of military might or violent revolution. This is the story of Mahatma Gandhi and how he changed the course of history with the power of nonviolence. In the early 1900s, when India was known as the jewel in the crown of the British Empire, Gandhi returned from South Africa to find his homeland suffocating under colonial rule. But unlike the revolutionaries of his time, he chose a different path, one that would later inspire leaders like Martin Luther King Jr. and Nelson Mandela. Gandhi's weapon? Something so simple yet profound: peaceful non-cooperation. He taught millions of Indians to simply say no. No to British goods, no to British laws, no to British institutions. He led the Salt March, walking 240 miles to the Arabian Sea to make salt, defying the British monopoly. Thousands joined him, and suddenly the British found themselves powerless against people who refused to fight back. But here's what many don't know about Gandhi. He wasn't always the saint-like figure we picture today. As a young lawyer in South Africa, he was thrown off a train for refusing to move from first class because of his skin color. That humiliating moment transformed him. He realized that the greatest victory isn't defeating your enemy, it's transforming them into your friend. He lived what he preached. Despite leading a nation of millions, he owned less than 10 items. He spun his own clothes, lived in a simple ashram, and fasted for days to protest violence. When riots broke out between Hindus and Muslims, he walked alone through the most dangerous areas, proving that love could overcome hate. The British tried everything. They jailed him, they ignored him, they negotiated with him. But how do you imprison someone who has already freed himself from fear? How do you ignore millions of peaceful protesters? How do you negotiate with someone whose only demand is justice? In 1947, after decades of peaceful resistance, India gained its independence. Gandhi had done what seemed impossible. He had defeated an empire without firing a single bullet. But perhaps his greatest victory wasn't India's independence. It was showing the world that there is strength in peace, power in nonviolence, and victory in love. Today, as we face our own battles and conflicts, Gandhi's message rings truer than ever. Sometimes the strongest person in the room is the one who refuses to raise their fist, and the greatest revolution starts with a simple act of peaceful defiance. Gandhi once said, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." He didn't just say these words, he lived them, and in doing so, he changed the world forever. His story reminds us that the power to change the world doesn't lie in weapons or wealth, but in the courage to stand firm in our convictions and the wisdom to fight hatred with love.